You're killing me, Smalls.
We making movies, no accident. I'm fucking Instagram action shit. UPS shipping and packaging. I'm smoking weed out them packages. If I ain't got a gun, I'm stabbing it. I got some leftover lean in the cabinet. I can hit your little hoe when she average. Poke on that pussy just like it's a top of it. We making movies, no accident. I'm fucking Instagram action shit. UPS doing the packaging. I'm smoking good ass weed out them packages. I can't lie, 'cause I ain't capping.
Welcome back to the DNA Podcast. It's your boy D.
It's your boy Antonio. Let's get to it.
This week we're going to discuss relations in the workplace. This came about with the Ime Udoka situation, and we're going to talk primarily on that subject, but the other subjects that involve it that basically led up to the outcome of the situation, if that makes sense. Why the organization took a stance like they did, and so on. But just for some overview, for the briefest overview, Ime Udoka's a second-year coach, head coach in the league for the Boston Celtics. His first year, he took them to the finals. And within that first year, it came out that he's had consensual relations with a female staff member in the Boston Celtics organization. I never knew this, but everybody there signed, whatever the fuck you sign, that basically states that there is no relationships permitted within the workplace. So, boom, and that's where we're at. Currently, he's been suspended for his whole second year. For some reason, criminal investigations being had, and there's a chance he might lose his job.
I think criminal. I mean, we don't know the whole story yet, but I think criminal investigations is a little much.
Bro, it's pretty OD for me. Like, maybe it's not a criminal
Are involved. That's at least that's my interpretation of criminal investigation.
So I think there's just an investigation going on.
Which that's pretty standard for corporate life. Let's circle back to the document that they signed saying that no workplace relations at all. How do you feel about that? Do you think that's the place of a company to say? Because to me, it's kind of like, I understand what they're doing. They're covering their asses so stuff like this doesn't happen. But really, they're just ensuring their investments. But I feel like it's weird because like work is already so much of your life, right? So for you to be like, oh, you can't date this population of people that you spend the most time with, is weird.
On the forefront, it looks weird. This goes into my stand against I hate Americans and their freedom thing. I'm actually on board with it. Especially like if you know the history. Sports is full of this, especially with men and women dynamics in the 70s. If anybody was involved with a professional team and stuff like this was going on, people were getting positions that they didn't deserve, practically blackmail. People was getting pushed down for positions they earned because of jealous ex-lovers, X, Y, and Z. Most people would tell you it's easier to tell you the people who weren't doing this stuff than telling you those who did, because everybody did in the 80s and 90s. At the turn of the 2000s, more women's rights became the forefront of stuff. So now we're starting to have this issue we're just now starting to run into this issue because more or less women weren't really respected in the workplace anyway. So now we're getting to a real point of equality, and new problems arise when things change. And so, long story short, yes, I agree with the Celtics standpoint.
And what I'm saying is, like, I don't disagree on its face, especially in an industry that was rife with this issue. I get why they would take this stance. What I'm saying is, I think maybe on a broader terms, it's a little weird to me. Just because you're bound to have feeling for someone that you're around as much as you are when you're at work, especially when you have a job where you work 60 hours a day or 60 hours a week, let's say. So, like, I feel like it's weird. I don't know.
So we both believe that you're not always able to be fair. Like situations arise where fairness isn't able to. Um, I think when it comes to stuff like this is kind of the same as if you're a coach, should you pick up your son? Doc Rivers has been in the forefront of this. I think he drafted his son. I know his son played on the team for a long period, but his son could hoop. Was he right for picking up his son? Stuff
I think it's
stuff like this arises where I think in the end professionalism should be had. No, you shouldn't get involved. If you feel so strongly about this person, one of y'all should leave. Now that gets, I really don't. It doesn't matter who should leave. Should the coach have left if he felt this way about this woman, or the
I mean, the man was married anyways.
which comes out that's not even 100% true. He was engaged years ago, so like their relationship status is kind of unknown. It's not for us to know, but it's kind of unknown. They're not together. Shit's probably, well, it's damn sure complicated now. But
Yeah.
I think for the act of professionalism is as close as fairness as we can get. So like when family gets involved, you should I think you have to let people know when family's involved.
It depends on your company's policies.
And for me, when you join a company, I feel like it should be fair game for me to ask, are you involved with somebody here? Because like that dynamics like that appear in the workplaces. Because say like, boom, I hire you on as top manager, but I didn't know that your wife was here as top whatever.
And you're managing her.
Or not even that. If y'all both in charge, y'all just running roughshod over everybody because y'all already a cohesive. Y'all already a front. Like I didn't know that shit beforehand. I didn't know that y'all was gonna damn bully everybody else into like, and that's where stuff comes in. But companies aren't worried about that really. It's what happens when it ends. What happens if you get caught cheating, or you just dump her because you're done with her, or she does this to you, and what happens when it ends? So it's my responsibility to split y'all up. It's my responsibility to act like I give a damn. Like, it's my responsibility to do this. I'm supposed to go out my way because y'all were fucking each other. Like, I would literally give them that Birdman face. I had a situation like that when I was managing at the Hornets. Somebody came in, I can't work with them today. Y'all gonna work y'all's fucking job and shut the fuck up. Like, that's all I got for, I don't give a fuck.
So like I have the company that we work for now has a strong like no immediate family rule.
Did not know that.
At least at my division.
Them niggas are fast and loose with rules everywhere.
But because we came in and took over a contract, and those people were already employees, we can't apply that rule to them because they have a pre-existing, understanding.
I don't understand what you mean. So are you saying that the rule isn't enforced, or the people who first got on?
Because they came in with the new contract.
Okay, I get what you mean.
The rules don't apply.
Yeah. So if there was family members already there,
yeah,
it doesn't apply to them because the contract came after, like, with grandfather effect.
Yeah, and they're just in there, and like there's days where like they are just going at each other, and it's like, what the fuck do I do about this?
Which makes that worse because most people think, oh yeah, they're a cohesive front. Do this, bro. Them niggas are going at it bad.
And most of the time, they're a cohesive front. They, if one of them needs help, the other one will hop in and help them. If someone else is giving them trouble, the other person's gonna speak up on their behalf or talk to me about it. Like it's typically is like that. But the days that it's not, it's like, yo.
And these are problems that businesses face. And I give corporations a lot of shit, which they deserve. I give businesses a lot of shit, which they deserve. Bro, it's not on us for this dynamic, bro. Like, we're here to make the work, and this is part of the professionalism thing. We're here to try to make the workplace as bearable as work can be. Your motherfucking ass still got to do some work, but we want to do it as good as we can. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I understand. I feel like some people are appalled that this is a thing, but You're not seeing big picture. You've never been in charge
Mm-hmm.
of people.
You never had to deal with the backlash.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm taking the position that I'm taking on these arguments, not because I necessarily disagree with the position or agree with the position, just because I'm trying to see it from the other perspective.
Which is important because most people don't see it from my perspective. It is like you just got to be safe. I also think when protecting your investment, you have to apply harsher rules. And it goes to anything. Like that sounded very vague, but like your best players need to be held more accountable in sports than the others. Because like we know you're the best, but if you're half-assed and they're gonna half-ass, and
now we're all half-assed.
Yeah,
they're quarter-assed because they're half-assed you are.
And so like I do expect more out of you. I do expect you to be damn near perfect when I expect for them just to be 80 or 70 at most. And that's a given everywhere. So like with Ime Udoka, I think a little bit of racism was playing a part. Now, I know the Celtics behave, but like the media blowing this super out of proportion.
I mean, it's not like the Celtics isn't known for the racism anyway.
It's not like he raped the woman.
like is everything in the story is like it was a consensual relation. This is no worse than Bill Clinton. I know who was president.
You feel me? And so like,
and he lied about it.
At least Ime is upfront as he can be about it. But also, they're not giving him a chance to speak. Like they're acting like this is the worst thing ever, bro. I've seen niggas get steroids, pop PEDs, get accused of rape, get accused of assault, get accused of this, and get to speak their piece. This nigga had sex. And we treat that nigga like he's public enemy number one. I am not trying to play down the situation or that he doesn't deserve to be punished. But come on, he doesn't even get to speak for himself.
What it feels like to me is that they're covering for Brett Favre.
Looks like it to me. I've always said somehow this. And also for people to understand, this is not a league issue. The league is not punishing him. The commissioner is not punishing him. This is not
because it's not an NBA rule.
This is a Celtic rule. He only got in trouble at work. He came late to work too many times, basically. Like this is basically how it is. Because if you come late to work a few times, something, don't make you a bad person. You ain't gonna go to jail for it. But hey, nigga, we need you to follow the policy. You keep coming to work late.
That's definitely a write-up.
Yeah. And so like this isn't nothing too major. The Celtics could actually dictate no punishment if that's what they chose to do, because it's their rule. But that nigga Brett Favre, he broke a law. He broke actual laws.
A man stole millions of dollars from welfare from the poorest people in the poorest state, and that's not getting talked about as much as this is. And I think that's ridiculous.
Somebody brought up back when Jameis Winston stole $32 worth of crab legs, and that shit was everywhere. People are questioning his character. Can he actually lead a franchise? Is he even a good football player? Like, this young man is a thug, this and that. This nigga stole millions of dollars. So, like, this nigga stole about 3,000 helpings of them damn crab legs.
And he's considered a fucking dope.
White savior. But bro, we know what it is. He's white. I'm not even gonna make no jokes. I'm not gonna cast aspersions. He's white. I tell people this all the time. Before we get back on topic, white people aren't slick. White people aren't smart. Not saying that none of them are smart, but like Jeffrey Dahmer. He eluded police. He eluded police because he's white. Wayne Gracie, the clown, he eluded police because he's white. Ted Bundy only eluded police because they're white. I can look at them niggas and know they did that shit. Boy, there's some nigga across the hall from me that I'm skeptical of. I'm waiting for him to give me a damn reason. Try to talk to me and shit when I'm coming. I ain't talking to you, motherfucker. Like these niggas ain't slick. They ain't smart. They're not cunning. Not shit about them is shit. They're white. And the police are turning a blind eye. Shit, I could get away with lots of shit too if niggas let me do it. And I stand on that. I don't care if it comes off racing. I don't care if it comes off what. I don't care. Y'all not slick. Y'all not cunning. I got niggas at work who think they doing moves. Y'all niggas ain't doing moves. Like y'all, like that's all in y'all niggas ain't doing moves. Y'all, I've seen kids more cunning.
But like, yeah, just to think about what you're saying, like it really is, and not just the police itself, but like society as a whole. Black people and people of color in general are put on a finer microscope than white people when they do dumb shit. Like the crab leg example is the perfect example. He just did something stupid.
That shit blew up media for like.
I mean,
that shit happened like a month
then?
before the draft.
How old was he then? Like he was 22?
20.
20? Yeah, he's a fucking child. Let's be honest. How much dumb shit did you do when you were in college?
And I love the excuse. He should have known. Hey, he should be smarter and that something. I like that. I like that reasoning. This nigga Brett Favre is fucking 50. He should have known. He has the money. He's rich. He should have known better. And send his ass to jail, bro. It
is way different for Brett Favre because it was premeditated. He knew what the repercussions were.
He knew he was in the wrong.
He knew he was in the wrong. They were being sneaky about it. They were trying to make sure everybody was on board before they went ahead with it. There's text messages and all the other stuff about it. That's a fucking mafia.
And Brett Favre has the nerve to come out. I didn't know what I was doing was wrong. Boy, if I ever see him, I'm gonna spit on him. Nigga, you ain't smart, nigga. I don't respect not shit about you. I stopped respecting him because he a MAGA ass nigga. So, that basically says all you need to know. But it's funny how Make America Great people tend to break the laws
the most
that they hold dear to their heart.
My thing is, it's like this tough on crime,
Police needs to bunker down.
Yeah. But y'all break the most laws. And y'all break the most laws in the most egregious ways. So it's like, you do it blatantly and in the open. My thing is if you want to launder money to a school, if I was going to launder money to a school, I would have been smarter about it. We would have communicated in person. There would not be a paper trail. We would have bounced the money a few more times. We could have did this so much more slick.
Shit, I would have put it in a way to where I set you up. You would have been the fall guy. I ain't fucking. And
they easily could have had someone to take the fall for them and set them up. Where it's like, we had no idea what was going on.
Did you know where that money came from? Yeah, we discussed it. It came from this budget of something. No. He lied to me. He lied to
but
me.
Now, you out here sending text messages and telling everybody like,
I'm not gonna get in trouble, right? There's no way to find out, right?
That's incriminating as hell.
It didn't come out. I didn't do it.
What, motherfucker? Is this not you?
This is the best you could come up with. Once again, he's not smart, not cunning. This is the best you could come up with. It wasn't me. That was a different break for
That shit was wild. That is wild to me. And then on top of that, for you to do that in the poorest state, I think second poorest. I think Alabama's the poorest state, but still, in the poorest state, and then for the capital to have a fucking water crisis 2 years later or 3 years later, whatever, how many years it's been since they stole the money. When that money could have easily, if you didn't want to use it for welfare, you just wanted to fix your fucking water system. That would have been appropriate, because at least the people would have had some fucking clean water.
I wouldn't have thought about none of that shit. For me, you've made all this money, and yet you felt the need to steal from people who won't ever have a chance of making a quarter of what you made. Like that. If I had $1 billion, I wouldn't need handouts. I wouldn't need to do this or that. Like maybe I'll do tax write-offs and this or that, but I would not need for people to, How about you fund it and I won't need that.
My thing is like, if I have the money to do it, and I want to do it, I might go get some other donors to help me do it with me, so I don't have to front the whole bill myself.
I might front that whole thing, but that shit's gonna be named after me. A statue of me. And the scoreboard gonna have my face on it. Every time. I'm not gonna be humble about it.
And it's even more corrupt because like they built it at the school that his daughter goes to and plays volleyball at. It's like that can't be any more on the nose, huh?
I think he's trying to flip it like, I did it for my daughter, anybody would do the same. With their money, nigga.
Like my thing it's just wild. But you also gotta think, how many boosters does Ole Miss already have?
They're kind of a historic college. Not kind of. They are a historic college.
They are one of the biggest sports schools in the South.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing here?
Basically, I ain't got shit for Brett Favre. I don't even have more time to waste for him because he obviously did that shit. I just want to see the punishment shine.
I don't think he's gonna go to jail.
He's not gonna go to jail because he's white, not cunning. Well, once again, let me circle back to my statement point. He's not smart. He's not cunning. He's gonna use the money that he have to get good lawyers like that.
I think the only way he goes to jail because Mississippi's not going to charge him. This is like the state of Mississippi is not going to charge him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think only way that he actually gets like a criminal trial is if it goes to a federal level. If if the Department of Justice and everything gets involved in it, then they might not have a choice.
And when it comes to white collar shit like this, what pisses me off is his punishment's probably going to be he get fined. He has to pay back X amount of dollars. Like, oh, you stole 1.5, so your punishment you have to pay $4 million. He needs to go to jail. He's a crook. Like, shit. I wish I could pay off some money for snatching a purse. I didn't kill nobody. I didn't hurt nobody. I just snatched the purse. Wish I could just boom. This purse costs $300. I'll pay you $500 back and go about my business. Keep it pushing.
Yeah, but
fuck work for it.
So go back to workplace relationships. Have you ever been in a workplace relationship?
Oh yeah, my story ends corrupt too.
Go ahead.
Oh shit. So I'm going to withhold names because I came out pretty clean in the backhand. Y'all gonna have to go dig dirt on me, goddammit. But when I was at one of my other jobs, can't put myself out there like that. Still got ties to that. I moved up, and this is one of my first times moving up, bro. I'm bossing on niggas, bro. Supervisor of the world, goddammit. And so I slept with one of my slept with somebody. Bro, I don't know how to say it without being condescending. Subordinates,
employees.
and I slept with one of them, but like I let her know this was a strict hit it and quit it transaction. This is nothing more, a whole lot less. But when I got to work, she made things so uncomfortable for me. She started spreading what I did, and it's like it's fucked up when you hear it. When you do it, it ain't that bad. When people are saying it, pretty bad. And so my boss called me in, and he told me what was being said straight away. Did you do boom, boom, boom? How you know that? She's telling everybody. And he was like something, words was exchanged, this or that. Make a long story short. Came in the next day. She was no longer at that location. She was moved or fired. I was not paying that much attention. But shit, it worked out for me in the back end. And it was hella corrupt. It was hella wrong. It was wrong, but she kind of did it to herself because I told her not to tell nobody. But out of spite to hurt me, and not hurt my feelings, but
Hurt you.
yeah, like I was going to get in trouble if this what I, hey, somebody got in trouble. It just backfired on you that my boss has come back to.
That's fucking hilarious.
Bro, this is why I stand on it. I could the look on my boss's face. He was concerned. And like this is much more of a headache than what he need. Mind you, this is day 2 of me being promoted.
That's hilarious.
Like I'm looking at him.
I don't even know who this is off camera.
I can tell by his face. Like all I'm thinking is, man, don't demote me. I didn't even do shit yet. I did shit, but I didn't know that I was supposed to sleep with her. But at that moment then, I did not know like really the gravitas of what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't think that it was gonna be that huge of a deal. Cause shit, I sleep with girls all the time on campus. I slept with so many girls that people don't actually know that I slept with them on campus. Shit, go about my business, bro. We chalk it up to the game. Like, there was never repercussions. I mean, people not talking to me, people not liking me. Shit, that's a win-win to me. Like, I didn't expect that there was going to be blowback at work. And that shit lingered for like, I don't know, 3-4 days. But it just died down. Yeah. And nobody else really knows the story.
And I think you probably did not get in trouble because it was you had just took the position. I feel like if you were in the position for a while, it would have been a different story.
And I was a young blood. I was like goddamn 19, 20 at that time.
Okay, I know what time this
I was a young blood at that time. So it was like, people fuck up. Once again, yeah, they raped that girl. We ain't do nothing that she ain't want to do. Except for me leaving. And so, I feel for you, baby. I was in the same position. My bosses just covered it up. Truthfully, in the end, I don't think I would have gotten but so much trouble. I think if anything, I would have just got moved.
Yeah, they would have just separated y'all.
And
I'm pretty sure that's the policy.
I was about to say that's all that would have happened. But shit, you made it real easy on me. She didn't make it easy on herself. She wasn't really liked by the managers. She really did all this to herself.
She was an easy target.
Yeah. So, yeah. I talk from firsthand experience on these kind of things. That was the only time I did it because, bro, it just was not worth the stress. It just has opportunity arisen since? Yes. Until anybody has been in management position, guys primarily, boy, the amount of times I've been sexually harassed is trifling. I've been sexually harassed in front of people, by myself. People walked by and say nothing. And then when I discussed them, oh, that's what was going on. Why didn't you say something?
Yeah. So I've never had a workplace relationship because I've been in a very long-term relationship. And me and her have made a rule that we do not work together and like at regular jobs. We can work on our own shit together, but we don't work at regular jobs.
You feel sorry for the job if that ever happened.
I'm very cut and dry at work. Like I very rarely let my emotions get to me. I don't carry grudges.
You told me to stop talking to you repeatedly.
But I never said it with a raised voice. I very rarely raise my voice at work. I don't get above here. This is it.
It's a known thing that I gotta yell.
The way that I see workplace like management and just being a worker in general, if I get out of the pocket, I can't think straight. I can't come up with solutions. I can't figure stuff out because then my emotions are running me. So for me, I have to stay level. And it might get a little tilted every now and then. I might swear a little bit, but I never get out of pocket.
Is this going for anger or being in a relationship at work?
All the above. I try to keep my emotions flat. So like me, number one, I don't think I would be able to do that, especially in the workplace that I'm in right now. If someone had done something to my fiance that I didn't agree with, I don't know if I would be able to stay level like that. And I also might be a little biased in my approach to the situation.
And that's the main issue. To your point, the reason why I'm adamantly against it is that it clouds your judgment. It makes simple solutions like, oh, boom, it's easy. We're going to send them home early, send boom, boom, boom early, and early for the weekend. We be good about it. It'll be a simple, like, don't know the problem, but like a simple solution like that clouds your judgment. I can't send her home. Why can't you send her home? You send everybody else home because her mom is sick. And like you have ulterior motive for wanting her to get preferential treatment, which that's what it is. To your point, I manage it well now, but like I said, I get sexually harassed damn near all the time. And so like there's been plenty of moments where I have like work wives. I always have a work wife. They anoint themselves work wives. I don't. And so like there was a situation where one guy was trying to talk to one of my work wives. I don't know why I keep calling her that. I'm more of her work husband than anything, goddammit. Like I don't know. Like, and so like I seen it and I didn't think shit of it. It ain't my girl. I don't give a fuck. I didn't give a single shit about it. She literally got mad like something. Oh, you gonna let him talk to me? Yeah, bitch, we're not together. Like that's literally my daddy. Yeah, bro, anybody can do whatever. That nigga won't touch you. He won't force himself. I don't give a damn. Like, or in the situation that I've mentioned that something decisions had to be made. Because one girl was like, "So you're gonna do this to me?" That's what the fuck I said. And so, been plenty of situations like, and it's just like that. And I'm no saying in a situation I keep them at bay just to get them to do what I need at work. Because once again, like, and just try to fine line too, because like I'm not together with them. We don't do much. We might do a little bit of flirting here or there, and I might get sexually harassed, which somehow give them a damn deep thought about it. But like, if I outwardly cancel this or just say fuck off to them, they become an issue once again. But this is an even greater issue to me because nothing happened. Like, what am I going to say? Bro, you got to move such and such. Why? Starting to get on my fucking nerves. Like, there's actually nothing. I don't know why. She liked me. I turned her down, and she tripped. Like, that's not really a valid reason.
But it is a valid reason, because if speaking this strictly from a company perspective, if you cannot do your job because person A is acting funky because you didn't want to sleep with them, that's a hostile work environment. Because if it was a guy who did that to you and you were a female, they would lose their job.
Oh, for facts. And the double standards here get me. The double standards, right, is the only reason why, to circle back, I am really upset about the Ime Udoka situation. Mm-hmm. You know the woman's getting off scot-free.
Oh, what the fuck?
Like, this is a no, like, she's not getting punished.
Ain't no way. If we both signed the same documents, we both agreed that we're not going to do workplace relationships, we both have to be held to the same standard. That's insane. Men
always come off worse in this situation. Always. Unless it's a rape situation, but the man should come off worse. Men always come off worse in these situations. Even if, and I'm not saying she did, but even if she engaged it first and I turned it down, men always come off worse. And so, like, yeah, that's bullshit. It's actually bullshit. Stephen A brought up a point It's kind of bullshit that her name's not getting released. I can see from one point of view that Ime's already famous.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's why his name was released. But it's too much speculation going on. The one woman that was actually the closest to him in terms of, like, hierarchy, in terms of, like, basketball, like, operations per se, most people speculated it was her because she was the only woman in that department. I think in his department, she's the only woman. But it comes out it's not her. And so a bunch of other innocent women are being speculated on. And maybe, the internet should just stop being creeps. But this is what happens when you release half information.
Mm-hmm. But I also understand why the Celtics are doing this to save face. They're crucifying eBay. And, he has to die for the sin. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's way easier to see a man get crucified like that than a woman get crucified like that.
By far.
But not to say that women don't get crucified like that, because the perfect example of this is Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. Like, she still gets mentioned in rap songs to this day.
That's on a positive note. That's on a positive note.
She's came out and said, "I do not like it."
If you was a hoe, you want to be called bitch or Monica. I don't. That's almost a direct quote from the Boondocks.
But yeah, and not to say that it does not happen to women, because it definitely does. Monica was fucking crucified.
And the women that it happens to gets pushed down.
Mm-hmm.
They in most cases, it's them not getting positions they're qualified for, because the man has held them down because, oh boom, we start fucking with each other. You ain't fucking moving up. That's most of the time it happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really like a public crucifixion that makes sense, which is just as bad, not being able to progress in your workplace because of one person.
There was another case like this in the early 90s, and it was he was either a senator or a judge or something like that, like a high up federal judge or a senator or something like that. And the woman who accused him of basically sexual assault had to go in front of the Senate and do this whole trial and all this other stuff, and it was mad aggressive towards her. They had the trial just to basically crucify her. I can't remember, but I remember they were black.
Shit.
Yeah, they weren't white. They were black.
It goes a weird way because, for me, I just want right to be right and wrong to be wrong. So, I feel like you got to go mad hard at these things because, need fact, need detail. Because, this is huge. This is a man's life at stake. Mm-hmm. I mean, we should look at it that way for damn murder cases.
But and specifically in that case and in that trial, it wasn't that they were going for the facts that was the issue. It was that all the questions were kind of from his perspective, mm-hmm. and none of them were sympathetic to her perspective.
True.
So it was she was the one on trial, not him.
Mm-hmm. That was the 90s. I can't speak on anything before the 2000s because that's
that shit was wild.
Yeah, that's just how it was.
Because I remember I watched it. I was watching a documentary on Monica Lewinsky and the Bill Clinton thing, and then they brought that up in passing kinda, and I did a little bit more research into that. And this was years ago, so that's why I can't remember the names. But because basically that happened right before, if I remember correctly, that happened before the Monica Lewinsky thing. So, but
it makes sense. Hell, even currently as we speak, something that happened a few months ago that is under the radar because it's not as well watched as NBA. But the reason why Vince McMahon stepped down as CEO and primary shareholder of his company, because he's had sexual relations with, coming out, plenty of women, and giving them positions that they did not, and this is in reverse, they did not earn and weren't qualified for, mm-hmm. and thus increasing their pay rates, which that pay comes from the company.
It's the quid pro quo.
Yeah.
Quid pro quo. Yeah.
Quid pro quo?
Yeah, quid pro quo. Yeah.
And when things hit a rocky water, he It paid them off to go about their way. Now, I will say I hates when women are paid off but still talk. What the hell did I pay you for? Like, I don't care how that comes off. They were paid off not to speak, but now they're speaking. Bitch, give me my money back.
He broke his contract, bitch.
Like, I understand that paid off is shady in a way. Bro, you don't have to take this money. You could just talk and be broke. like,
I mean, you might get a book deal out of this at the most.
like, God, I hate that. God, it's nothing more than I hate most. That, oh, people coming out, oh, we were paid off to do this, but I don't think it's right. Give me money back. I don't think it was right either. I don't think it was right for you to receive the money, not to speak. So, like,
yeah. I mean, I guess I get why you would talk, especially if it was like a moral thing for you, and your conscience just won't let you, take the money and run. But I do kind of agree. Like, why are you wasting my time then?
Man, I feel like it's a murk. And those are situations like, bro, I'm not even gonna hold you. If you receive the money and then you're talking, I take what you say with a grain of salt. Like, I honestly, God, if you didn't receive nothing, say like your life was just ruined and this and that, I believe a little bit more. I was paid off, but now I think, ain't shit you got to say to me. But like, it's a murky, pretty much you do anything for cash. That's what, like, now it's cool to expose. You're trying to get paid off of this, you ain't know. And I just don't listen because, I don't know. I guess people do have a change of heart to it. They got the money. But then, oh, this wasn't right. You didn't know it was right to get paid for silence?
You didn't know it was right to fuck your boss.
You didn't know that you're getting paid to leave? You're like, you're not getting paid to not just talk at work. You're getting whole pay to just be out. Just be out.
Yeah, and like technically, as long as it's your money, there's nothing illegal about paying someone to leave.
That's the funny part. That's why I was like, I had to read more on what Vince McMahon, like why he was actually being investigated. They said it was his money, and they said, boom, like, that's not the issue. What's the issue then? Oh, they were their main issue is that they were promoted in making more than what the position, I think, for their experience or whatever made. Mm-hmm. It's like this one girl that, the recent one, the one that, the straw that broke the camel's back. She came in, she was given his position, and they got the names, but I can't remember them shits, where she was making like $100,000 a year. Most people in the company thought that was egregious for that being like her first job with no like real credentials for it. Mm. That's when they were fooling around, this and that. And so I think like a year later, she got promoted to something with even more power, like something like assistant to head of talent relations. She got like a boost to like $150K. So in her 2 years in the company, she's made like she's got $250K in 2 years with a limited experience, if not none. And yeah, that's where people are upset at, because like, oh, so you only gave her this job and thus the money because they're having relations. Like, it wasn't because she could do the job. Mm. And I feel like there's probably like documents stating that she didn't do the job good. Like, for me, if she did the job well, then there's no real...
It never been in question. Yeah. It probably would have went under the radar.
And I felt like there's no real foot to stand on. Yes, we have relations, and y'all could sue me for that. Like, not sue me, but like, y'all can get mad at me for that. But you did a great job. In the end, I picked her because she did a great job. Like...
We just happened to be fucking.
Yeah. But, so this has not came out, but that's what makes me think,
But that's never going to come out because they're never going to trash on a woman. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to do that. Let's be honest.
True. True. And so, to circle back to my original point, these things arose, and now we're trying to figure out how to deal with stuff. And right now we're in a shit position. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's a shit position if you're a guy. If you're a woman, you up 5 right now. So I don't think it's a real shit position if you really look at it. But like, in a situation like this, the guy gets more punishment. He's more attacked. It's more egregious. Even a super prime example is like on ESPN 2 days ago, maybe three, maybe one, don't know. This reporter, Malika Andrews, and she does a great job. She's a great reporter. I'm not saying that she's not good at her job, but she's attacked Stephen A. and Kendrick Perkins. And I don't defend them whatsoever. I don't defend some of the shit most of the shit they say, this or that. But Malika was out the wrong. Because Stephen A. main thing was, one, he's upset how the Celtics are handling this because they're exposing the information. This easily could have done privately. But since it's done publicly, he wants the woman's name addressed. Like this isn't a legal investigation. Since y'all made all this information public, we want more. We want all the information, and don't just have.
Don't cherry pick the info.
Yep.
If you're gonna put them out like that, put them out. Put everything out.
And Kendrick Perkins said something to the same extent. But Malika Andrews came on it came on both their shows. Kendrick Perkins don't have a show, but he's on the show. But came on Stephen A's show and like she literally attacked him like something. It's disgusting how you're defending this man. And it shouldn't be the question of Ime. We should be standing for women's rights, this and that. And when she said a whole bunch of other bullshit, like she was on the attack. We need to stand for women's rights. People like you, and she was talking to Stephen A. He's trying to make this about the woman when it's something. No, Stephen A. never said that. He never said that, oh, this bitch is lying. Never spoke. And you made this a whole separate issue, which it's not. Stephen A. said, in the interest of fairness, since, we do equality, the Celtics did not have to release any of this information. They easily could have just disposed, that he was suspended for the year and let that be. It's not a fucking rule that we have to know why. But since they're exposing information and throwing dirt on his name, like, pretty much sending him out to die, I just want the woman's name. I want both parties who are consensual and this name's revealed. It has nothing to do with sexism. It has nothing to do with trying to throw. I'm just trying to get text. But it's a whole feminist thing.
Yeah. I used to consider myself a feminist, and I still consider myself a feminist in the pure sense of the word. Like, I think everybody should be held to the same standard. I think everybody should have the same opportunities as everybody else. I think you should get if you have the same level of skills as me, you should get paid the same level of work as me. If you do the same job as me and you do it just as good as me, you should get paid. Just like I do. But this newest wave of feminism is toxic as hell. Because for you to, if you truly believe in equality, then there's no way that you could think, yeah, she shouldn't be exposed to. There's no logical way that you could bend yourself into an ideological pretzel.
You can't say either this is an Ime thing, not a her thing. This is a them thing. This is why it's a thing.
Especially because it was a consensual relationship. They both knew what they were doing. No one was forced. Everybody was willing participants in the activities. If two people were smoking crack together, they both get charged for smoking crack.
Nobody's gonna say, but he brought the crack. Them niggas was smoking the crack out there.
Like, what does that matter? I don't.
And it delves into stuff like this, and then it's stuff, and Stephen A. handled it masterfully. Like, he shut her down without cuss. Oh, I would have cussed her on out. But you have to see it. Like, this is literally 101 on how to shut down people, because it's like, he didn't get rude, didn't get loud, he didn't dismiss her. He just barked at her. Just let her know I'm still big dog around here. Like, he literally started it, first off, this is my show. I don't appreciate you coming on, accusing me of stuff that I did not say on my show, for one. Boom. It was like, get her. Then it was like he just addressed the other points and, went back and explained what the hell he said. But it was this one comment. And I normally don't use comments for my argument, but it was this one comment on the video where it was like Stephen A does this because it's also a huge thing to how he spoke to her. And now, it's a huge thing that you can't speak to her that way. Why? Because she's a woman? If you wouldn't spoken to a man like that, I understand. In the comments, Stephen A has said this to plenty of other co-hosts. But I guess it's okay because they were men. Yeah. Actually, that's 100% true. He said that this is my damn show. I'm going to speak, don't you speak over me, plenty of times. It's damn near his catchphrase. Because she's a woman, you can't say that, right? Even though I've said it to the other 57 guys that's been up here. I can't say it because she's a woman, even though she is lying on my name, speaking over me, and blatantly disrespecting. That's what we're supposed to do. I've never considered myself a feminist. I'm a nigga. I'm going to treat you the same way. I'm going to be treated the same way. But sometimes I don't feel like putting up with your shit, man or woman, so I'm not going to put up with your shit. And it don't make a damn what it is. People think that you're supposed to listen every time. You're supposed to give people time. You're supposed to go out your way. These aren't things. I'm just not going to disrespect you, but listening, going out my way. If I don't feel like it, get the fuck out of my way, get the fuck up out my face. You're not supporting, ain't supporting shit. Get the fuck out of my face. This D. Wilson today don't feel like supporting. And you can't use all your little fancy labels, names, words, condescension. Shit don't work on me. God, I like not being talked to. Shit, I wish that conversation went on. I wasn't getting talked to. So, but I do agree these new waves of feminists is outrageous. And that's something else we're maneuvering through. As men and women become more equal in the workforce. Mm-hmm. I guess the main question that's huge is, what if she was the coach? Would she be facing as much backlash?
Nope. We already know the answer. If this was in the WNBA, does the Celtics have a women's team?
They do. I don't know their damn names. Let me not act like I watch that shit because I do not.
I just asked because maybe you knew. Yeah, if the Celtics had a WNBA team and it was a woman coach and a male exec, it would not go that way. It would still break the male exec's way.
I think, I'm all for punishment. I think where it really gets lost on me is he got suspended a whole year for his first offense. I don't see how this should be any more than a write-up or a strike. If this was your third strike, you should get fully punished. That's off anything. If you fucked up twice doing other things, damn, now you sleeping with somebody. But
bro, I can't save you now. And especially for someone who has delivered for the Celtics the way that he has. Mm-hmm. His first year, he took them to the finals. Most people can't say they did that.
And we're not saying because he did that he should be exempt from punishment. But I do feel that the first time punishment is just because, now he's suspended for a year. I think,
and is he suspended without pay or suspended with pay?
I think it may be with pay because I did read recently, this is still all ongoing, that they are going to try to recoup some of the money back. Come on, man! What? And for there to be no punishment for the woman. Come on, man. Aren't y'all doing a little too much? Mm-hmm. Isn't this a pretty OD?
Yeah. And I think I feel like this is the Celtics trying to appeal to a certain demographic and to put on certain kind of optics that just aren't necessary.
I think there's plenty of stuff at play here. I think that there's something going on that we don't know anything about because the interim head coach has been fielded as the assistant coach as the interim head coach. And I don't know everything he did, but he has a rap sheet. And I'm not talking something slight. He was arrested one time for choking a woman at the bar. I think aggravated assault on a girlfriend. Bro. This is top-notch shit. I can't even think of his name right now. Real fast.
Have a job here.
And so, like, the main issue of anybody that knows him, because I forgot what I was watching to see this, it was Skip and Shannon. Skip Bayless is a great reporter when he wants to be. That's how I know he's playing a character on TV. The Celtics cannot speak from a moral high ground. Because if that's what you wanted to do, how the hell, to your point, how the hell did he have a job? This guy is worse than the guy you suspended. Like,
One guy was just fucking the other guy.
he's wild. And so, like, with that being known, it's something personal. It has to be. Or maybe Ime got on some real rapey shit. Not saying that he did. The stuff that they released is not it. Like, it's not justifiable with what everything is going on.
Yeah. And maybe if there's more to the story, it would justify the punishment more.
Because like now there's two reports that like when you get kicked out of school, you don't get kicked straight out of school. You get like in Virginia, I think you get like 12 days. You get reassessed, and if after the reassessment, if they don't want you, that's when you get kicked out. They suspend him for a year, but then there's still talk that he might get fired for this.
Yeah.
Is this where we're drawing the line? If we have a consensual relationship, I get fired, like not demoted, not moved, not suspended. I full out lose my shit. But there have been some reports, which is I'm not gonna say these are verified. I'm 100% saying that it's verified, but take it with a grain of salt. I saw where they said that he was making unwanted advances towards her, like at work, which could mean lots of stuff. Like it sounds horrible, but like if we're messing around, what's really is unwanted? Oh, not at this moment. Like not saying that there's no such thing, but this sounds much worse than if we weren't involved. If we weren't involved in doing this,
Yeah.
that's horrible. But like for me, if it's anything less than rape, bro, y'all saving her. Y'all are saving her. Like it, nothing is worse than the actual act of him doing it. So why are y'all trying to add cherry on top of the sundae? The sundae is already there. Like, well, what more do you need? And so it is a developing situation, but I think this is just the start. I think this is going to be a huge thing, and I think, like I always say, sports reflect society. This is a huge problem in society right now, but it's going to become more of a huge society because jobs are going to start making you disclose information like that. I think some companies make you you're held accountable if you don't tell them if you get involved with somebody. So it's like we're not saying you have to, but if you do and something goes sideways,
I'm pretty sure it's only if you're in a management kind of position. They don't really give a fuck if you're an employee.
yeah, we don't care about that.
Yeah. They don't really care. But in a management aspect, yeah.
And so like some do that. I know one place. If you get married, you have to let them know, and subsequently divorced. But yeah, like this is going to reflect because the more women that enter the workforce, which is a good thing, the more that this becomes a thing. And we're looking at just heterosexual. I don't even know what the damn thing is when it comes to gay. Is damn punishment still a punishment?
I mean, I feel like it should be handled the same way.
Yeah, it should. Like, but right now it's just a man and woman situation. So,
But I feel like they feel like the power dynamic isn't different when it is a man or a woman and a woman. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Whenever there's power, there's always a dynamic.
Yes, but I feel like it doesn't have the same. Also, I feel like there's less conflict in those kind of relationships anyway. Just because if two men are hooking up, they both know what they're here for.
Bro, I'm not gonna sit here and hold you. I've made some gay friends. No, let's not act like it's been a lot. Man, the gay scene is wild. That bitch probably worse than me in the street. And not saying that it's bad to be gay, but that bitch is wild there. It's and so and I for me when I mention like if there's power, there's anything could happen. Two gay people could be cool, dude. Everything could be great.
Mm-hmm.
But then you split. At first, I felt like they're starting to get treated a certain way, or this is specific. You were given perks before that you weren't deserving. But then say like you split and you don't get them, then you feel like you're being treated some type of way. This guy now starts to sue for either being gay or because we slept with each other. Both is kind of bad. Like the gay thing's gonna take the forefront. Like they treat me this way because I'm gay. No, like this is why the Celtics did it. So specifically why the Celtics did this, unless I do think it's personally something against Ime, and so the woman can't say she was raped. It's nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, I feel like this is just to save their optics as an organization.
They stripped her of any power moving forward. This is kind of an attack. This is an attack on her front. Because, nah, bitch, you ain't going to come fucking out 4 years from now. Oh, I had an inappropriate relationship with Ime and something. I felt uncomfortable. And nope, they get into the forefront. We exposed it. If you don't get promoted, it's because you weren't good for it. Something like, you're not going to hold us hostage. Checkmate. And let's not act like that it's too much anything different. That's why they did. They didn't do it for no morals. They didn't do it because they cared about her. They didn't do it because they probably do hate him. This probably fueled by that too. They did it to help them on the back end. I'm 100% okay with that because it's always about the back end. Because love is real close to hate. Who knows what anybody say? The main issue is that we have women that claim rape, that want rape. Once that rape thing is out there, it's kind of, even if it did happen, you're still kind of stuck with that as a man. Even as an organization, it's like, damn, Celtics let that girl get raped. We did, and that was false. She went to court and lost. But when you stuck with that, yeah. So I get it. That's why I'm 100% on board with this. Because since y'all motherfuckers want to lie, we can lie, all right. It's something bad. We're telling the truth.
I think that brings us to the end of this show. Tell us what you think in the comments. How do you feel about workplace relationships? Have you ever been engaged in any? Tell us a story.
Do you feel the punishment was right for Ime Udoka, or do you feel like it's being scapegoated? How do you feel like workplace relationships are going to change in the following decades?
I'm gonna order the beef like it's Five Guys. I'm locked in, I got montage.
Subscribe. I wanted to skip over comment because I said it. Fuck it. And we'll catch you next week.
Yeah, we out.